Hey guys, Mark Anthony here for SiGMA Group. Today in the studio with me I have Nikolai Lobov, the Director for Global Business Development for Mascot Gaming. Let's go! Nikolai, thank you for joining me in the studio. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you, and pleasure is mine.
How's Malta treating you so far?
Okay. Yeah, so that's a difficult question about about the Malta, because we are focused on the event, and so that's as usual very busy and a lot of job. But I'm looking forward to enjoying.
Good. So work first, pleasure later.
Absolutely.
Wow, good. That is another example to follow, of course. Nikolai, I'm just going to jump into it. Everyone wants to understand more about what Mascot Gaming is doing, and I think this is going to shed a lot of light on it, and I am just literally going to jump into it to just satisfy their curiosity, and mine as well. Nikolai, how do you approach process of game development, and what are some of the biggest challenges you are facing at the moment, bringing the game from concept to reality?
That's a great question, and I try to develop it all the time when I speak on the conferences, and this is like the core of our concept, how we approach game development. Yeah, but the idea, I think, the most of the challenge for us, it's not about how to develop from the concept into the game, but how to pick up the concept and how to stick to our core values. Because just the history, and we are developing slot games, and slots, they have more than 1 century of history, and we are, so to say, very conservative in it, because it's still an industry of gambling, and people play with money, so that's why we always value the transparency and how people can understand our games. At the same time, we follow trends, and there are very many of them in the market. Again, to tell you the truth, for example, crash games. It's new, it's a hype, but should we follow it or not? And this is how we try to estimate concepts we want to work in. And yeah, we have, of course, some like 10, maybe sometimes 15 ideas and work in progress in our studio, but my job and my team are focused to pick up the right ones. And this is the biggest challenge.
Wow, a lot of responsibility, however, with the focus of innovation.
Exactly, because it's all about innovation, but in the same time, what we want to provide as a product. So the product is a game which people like, the players like, and which will help our partners and operators to earn money, and this is the best thing what we can do. At the same time, yes, of course, we try to follow all the innovation and keep with the trends.
That's brilliant. Wow, Nikolai. Okay, you got me excited now. I'm going to jump to question number 2. Okay, how do you incorporate player feedback into developing process?
That's very much connected with the first one. Yeah, because of course, final and almost feedback from the client is the game they play, and this is how we estimate. Of course, but in the same time, right now, because of different markets, because of different perception of the people, mindsets, whatever, we incorporated some analytics and behavioral statistics into our games. We try to compare what they like, what they do, how they interact with the games, the sequences, whatever. And this is a mixture of like perception of the artists, some data from statistics, and finally the money we receive from our partners. And
okay.
Yeah, so I would say, yes, sure, we very closely follow our players and try to work and interact with them, but our final drivers are still business.
Nikolai, what do you think sets your studio apart from other game developers in the industry?
Well, I think in general, it's very stable industry already. So, and competition and professional level of studios is on a certain level already. And yeah, it's not easy to diversify yourself. As I already mentioned, we focus on traditional values. And what's different about us, I think we keep very high standards of our images, of visual parts, of characters. Characters are unique, well developed, and so you can recognize them. And sounds in the game. So everything is unique and developed for the game. And we have our own artists. So it's quite large number of people who create those masterpieces. Yeah. So I think this is very different from some others who focus on quantity instead of quality. And again, we talked about it, about be first to the market and yeah, to cover like new niche, new interests. Maybe we are a little bit slower in that, but what is we try to be best what's matter most, and this is the quality.
You've mentioned a few things, a few key points which I would like to remind everyone. Responsibility, innovation, pace it, quality over quantity. That's Mascot Gaming. That's amazing, Nikolai. That's an
I
amazing
think thank you very much, and that's what I wanted to highlight, and thank you very much for summarizing it.
No worries, no worries, because it caught me, and I'm sure it catches everyone that is hearing this. It is very reassuring to know that there are companies that promote this sort of work style. We are in a generation where numbers talk. However, quality always talks louder. Always talks louder.
And finally, it pays off because it's a long-term business, and we are not focusing on like immediate revenues or something like that. But me personally, and I believe my team, we want to establish long-term brand and relationship and so common business with our partners.
Rome wasn't built in a day, huh?
Absolutely.
I also heard you coming to Brazil for the SiGMA summit. I'm really looking forward to meet you over there. But tell me, are there any plans on tapping into Latin America?
You've got it completely correct. So it's Brazil is a very big thing for us. So it's a focus for my team, and we have great hopes for Latin America. Just insight from me. We are a European company. Yeah. We started business in Europe. And honestly, we never did something special for Latin American market. But somehow we realized that our numbers is growing from Brazil, from other Latin American countries, without us really paying a lot of attention to them. And this is outstanding. Wow. I can't tell you about other regions, but Latin America is very high priority right now for us in the list. So, and what's special about the trade show and the event, I think that we are bringing our, let's say, European culture and way of doing business into new markets. We want to show as we have the product as it is. And then we want to listen to the market, to the players there, so what we can do better for them, and then include it into our future roadmap.
That's great. Guys, the Mascot Gaming is coming to LATAM, so please keep an eye out. Nikolai, it was an absolute pleasure meeting you. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to come to our studios today and speak with me.
Thank you very much.
Absolute pleasure.
Really happy to talk to you and hope to see you in Brazil and
Most definitely.
Discuss it next steps.
Thank you very much, Nikolai.
Thank you.